Right guys, we're back. It's been a long time. It's been actually 2 weeks since I put a video up. The last proper video was when me and Dan went to Brighton. We fished off the East Wharf. Yeah. Turns out to be a bit of a pants day, that. Anyway, it looks like we're fishing daylight, and it looks like it's the sun, but it's not. It's a very bright full moon. Look at that. I'll turn my head torch off. That is, well, it's like daylight. It's madness. Where are we tonight? Tonight we are at Sandwich Bay. Literally right next to the slipway. Look, see the slipway there? In my light. Well, ideally I'd like to be on that side, but there was already someone there, and they're in the sort of spot that I like to fish, and because there's a few of us tonight, we didn't bother, we just stayed this side. So I'm with T. T's actually with me. There's Dan down there, and Mr. West is over there. Tonight's target is flat dogfish, aka thornback rays, aka skate, depending on where you are in the country. And to be honest, I'm not even a fan of targeting rays. It's just there's just nothing else to catch on the southeast coast. It's just it, unless you want to catch white and dogfish, which we all know I don't. I would have been pike fishing, but I'm flat out at work at the minute and I can't. And pike fishing is more of a day thing. So anyway, tonight was the last opportunity we was going to get before Storm Sierra, I think her name is, gets to us. And it's starting tonight, sort of 30-mile-an-hour winds, and progressing through the night to 40-mile-an-hour southwesterlies, and then tomorrow at the peak they reckon some places in the country are going to be 100-mile-an-hour. I think us on the southeast, I think we're going to cop it between 50 and 70 or something. But yeah, they're saying it's potentially life-threatening, not life-threatening, danger to life wind, I say it like that. Anyway, bait-wise tonight we have got bluey and herring, which is down there, as you can see. Rods and reel-wise tonight we have got, oh that's T's rod. I bought out the old Betsy dial tonight. Look at the state of that. Look at it, look, the eyes are hanging off. I was told by a rod builder this is, I was told by a rod builder this is, it's done, it's at the end of its life. The next good thing it's used for is propping up your beans in your garden. And my greys, my new one that I quite like that. Reel wise, that little abu there, that's the one I broke when I was with Dan the other week, and I had to use my fixed ball on the bottom, which weren't working for me. But I took it in the Medway tackle. Mick, absolute legend of a man. There's nothing he doesn't know about abu reels and most other multipliers really. He fixed it for me. It was good rate. Yeah, and to be honest, what he don't know about reels ain't worth knowing. And it's nice that your local tackle shop can do that. I mean, I don't know, obviously everyone around the country have got a tackle shop that can do the same sort of thing, but I'd much rather take it into a trusted tackle shop than just some random bloke on Facebook, some, I don't know, a dull benefits bum that's just trying to scrounge an extra couple of quid. Get a proper job. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing against it, but I'd rather send my reel off to someone trusted and professional, shall we say. Talking of reels, Mike has got with him the new Achios Nitro F15, whatever it's called. He's had it for a couple of days actually. It's been sent to him by someone to have a little look at and maybe do a bit of a review on. So we might go and have a little look at that later. I've already had a look at it. Now I'm a 525 person, I always have been, for big reels, for big chunky, like yank it in reel. And to be honest, from what I've seen of it, just looking at it, touching it, holding it, feeling it, I'm still a 525 person, but I'm hopefully going to nick Mike's rod off him later and have a couple of chucks with it and see what it's like. And that might totally convince me the other way round. But yeah, just looking and touching, feeling, it's a lump. It's like the size of a 7,000, not a 6.5. But yeah, it's one of them. Anyway, tonight you might even see a dogfish because I'm determined to show you a fish today. We're not blanking today. I've got 4 O's on one rod and I've got 8 O's on the other, just as a chance. But yeah, I think that's all we're going to say. I'm going to show you a bit later on how I chop up a bluey. In fact, let's do that now. T, come over this camera, mate, for us. I'll just show you how I chop up. It might sound a bit anal, guys, but this is how I chop up a bluey. Let's get a fresh one out. Now, this is how I always bait up for rays. So there's your bluey. Most of you know what that is. From Devon Baits. doesn't really matter where it's from. A bluey's a bluey. So for me, you've got a good view of that too, yeah?
Yep.
For me, I'll take that bit of tail off, because that just acts as an helicopter. If you leave that on when you cast out, it's just going to spin, twist up your rig. So that's that. And then I'm going to take that lump off there. See it? That's one bait, bone and all. I leave the bone in. There's no need to take it out. That is one bait. Lovely. And then I'll take the head off. Go behind that gill, behind that fin. Sorry. And then just have that off. Get rid of that. And then you're left with the body. Now this is still partly frozen, so it's a bit easier. But for me, I will cut that straight in half there, like that, and then down that way, right down the middle. And if you find a bone, you can hear it crunching through the bone. So that's a bait, that's a bait, that's a bait, and then go again like that, right through the middle of the bone. That's a bait, that's a bait. So 5 baits I'll get out of that one bluey. Yeah, I know they're not all exactly the same size, and that one's a little bit bigger. But I don't know why, always start with a tail. So I'll get 5 baits out of a bluey. Now there, because how I fish for rays, I normally have them the same sort of size as my thumb. Now, alright, I've got sausage fingers, I know, but it's roughly the same sort of size as my thumb. Once it's got a load of elastic around it, it's all squashed in nice and tight. It's just, it's a decent size for casting. And then if you want to add, like I've just taken the white bit of belly off the herring and added a bit to that. And when I do that, if you can imagine, hang on, let me just show you roughly. I'll fillet the herring because they're a lot wider fish, if that makes sense. They're not skinny and like they don't look like that. Herring are quite a wide fish, as you can see. They're quite wide, so it's a bit of a different shape. So that I would use. That's good by me. And then, if you can imagine, with the bluey, you've got the top half of the fish and you've got the bottom half. The bottom half of the fish holds the guts, so there's not much meat on that. Obviously, that sits on that before I cut it in half. So what I'll do, you can see that, you can see the guts running through there, through the middle. So, because this has still got a bit of bone in it, which I like to leave the bone because it gives it a bit of strength while it's on your hook. All I'll do with that is just prise that apart a bit. You can see the bones in there, look, and the guts, it's holding the guts in. Stick that on that, and if you can imagine 2 big hooks in that, which I will show you that in a minute, and I'll just band all that together and cast it out. And then whatever bits are hanging off and making it less aerodynamic, if you like, not that it matters because I'm not casting a million miles, I'll just trim off with a pair of scissors. But yeah, that's just the way I will show you in a minute with a couple of hooks in my hand. But yeah, that's the way I trim up a bluey. It's easy, so I know I'm going to get, if I buy a packet of bluey from the tackle shop, most shops are about, I don't know, £3.5 quid, something like that. I think they're great tackle is where I get all my bait from. They're about £3.50. So I know then I've got 15 baits because I've got 3 fish, five out of that, which is absolutely plenty enough for a race session. Yeah, Nathan had a session the other day down at the Green Car Park at Laysdown. I shared it on my Facebook page. Just quickly, I'm going to give myself a shout out. If any of you guys that watch the thing subscribe to me, or that are subscribed or not subscribed, you still watch, make sure you subscribe. Start off, but yeah, I've got a Facebook page, so have a look on there as well, because I mean there's all sorts of bits and bobs on there. I'll share other people's videos on there as well, ones that I like watching. Yeah, anyway, Nath was at the Green Car Park. Let me turn this headlight off. He had a cut of rays the other day. While he was there, I popped down to see him. I couldn't fish that night because the missus was working, and I bumped into a fellow and his young lad Jack. And Jack's a big fan of the channel. I'd like to say me, but that sounds a bit weird. But yeah, he was over the moon to meet me, and I was over the moon to meet him. It was really nice to meet someone that really enjoys watching the channel, and for me, that's what it's all about. So a massive shout out to Jack. I've now got his dad as a friend on Facebook, so we're going to plan a trip soon, and hopefully Jack can be part of the channel then, and hopefully we'll try and get him on the channel and try and get him a decent fish. We'll probably wait till it's a bit warmer though. So nice one, Jack. We'll definitely get out soon. But yeah, so Nath had a couple of rays that night. I just took the dog for a walk down there. Hopefully we get one tonight. We've all got fish baits in the water. I think Dan's got some worms because he likes catching whiting, bless him. But there's always one, isn't there? Yeah. Other than that, we'll bring you back, guys, in a bit. Well, I'm just gonna reel this one, and it's been out there a while now. This is still on the first chuck there. So what we do, we walk down. I've just been live for the last 20 minutes. So if you was watching the live, you know what was going on in the lot. You know what's happened in the last 20 minutes. Not a lot. We've all just been taking the piss out of each other, to be fair. I had a dogfish. Mike had a dogfish. Dan didn't catch anything. Tell you didn't get one either, did you?
No.
Right. What I'll do is I'll reel this one in, and then I'll just quickly show you how I'm baiting up. Just for the people that don't know. I think, to be honest, there's quite a few videos on my Facebook that I've got that are for rays and such like. There's a bit of weight here, but it ain't a ray. It's another dog. Sandwich Bay and Deal is pretty, is known quite well for its dogfish. It is known, yeah, it's very well known for dogfish. But if you get it right, when the rays are here, again, we're still too early, really. It's still too early in the year for catching rays. But normally, for the last 2 years, the South East Coast has just been alive for them. They've been here, well, they haven't gone, they're here all year round. But Sandwich Bay normally is where the bigger ones come up. Whereas on the Isle of Sheppey, don't get me wrong, they still get the odd double figure fish, and places like Herne Bay, where it's prolific for rays as well. Again, they still get the odd double figure fish, but here, this is where the monsters. There has been monsters. Now this dogfish has taken an 8-0 hook and a 5-0 hook, and it ain't even big. It's quite small. I dread to think where that hook is. They're deep. They are very deep. To be honest, guys, there's only one thing here to do. Hope he lives. There's no way I'm getting it out without killing him anyway. So the hooks are not stainless steel. They rust away, but they're big hooks. It's unfortunate when that happens, but there's not a lot you can do about it. There's just not a lot you can do about it. Sorry, mate. Right, follow me. We'll find a couple of hooks and we'll get some bait on. You there, mate?
Yeah, let me
You want to come round, jump round? Now normally I'd have a pre-baited rig, but because I've been live for the last 20 minutes, talking to all yous lot, I haven't got anything made up. I ain't even got no other hook lengths made up, so I'm finding hooks. Right, there's an 8-0, that'll do, and let's have a Coxswain Rule octopus hook for the top one, because my box, there's the top of my box, is a mess, as you can see, lines and scales and a few leads, some rigs with some new sea glow beads on that are not out yet, and there's all the rig wallets and tackle boxes. There's the neat bit of it, but this is the bit where at the end of the session you just chuck it all. Right, so we'll start off with the top hook of the pennel. That's basically just to hold the bait in place. Stick a couple of wraps around that, gets it out of the way for tying on the other hook, and that's an 8-0 Viravas extra meat chunky one, whatever it's actually called. Just a quick knot on there. It's nothing special, but usually getting bored. Trim off the tagging. Hang that on there. Bait elastic is essential when fishing for rays or using fish baits. What are we going to use? Right, let's go with a simple one. Let's go with a simple lump of bluey. Yeah, we'll do the tail end. This is how I bait up a tail end. So the bottom hook, this is massive. There's no need to have a hook this big for a thornback ray, but I don't like catching dogfish, even though you've just seen me lose one of these hooks down that little tiny dogfish. That's all I do. See that? The hook's just there, just nicked the bait. It sits there perfectly, hangs right at the bottom, so you can see the whole hook. Bait elastic. Don't be afraid to use it. Don't be afraid. And I see what I mean earlier when I said when you start baiting it, when you start banding that elastic up, it turns into a better shape. Make sure you get loads of elastic, or say loads, as much as you feel need, but I'll get loads of elastic over the eye of that hook, and then it stops it from turning. It still will turn with proper forks, but it stops it from turning and going into the bait. So there's loads of elastic there. Bring that line all the way up, and then a few extra turns more than needed, and I'll show you the reason why for that. So that's that. So I've done quite a few there at the top of that bait, and then the second hook will come down. This is really just to hold it and stop the big hook from going into the bait. But then that little hook will go down there, and I'll bring it out through that elastic. That really chunky bit of elastic I've just whipped on. Now that will stop that big hook from getting lost in the bait. And that for me will do. That is how I'll bait up for a ray with the tail end of a bluey. And to be honest, if I was using that bit of the bluey, I would still, again, I'll just show you, put the hook, and I would just literally nick it on and then lay it down next to the hook like I've just done with that. But yeah, let's get that off because that's for the next cast. Now, if I was using a cocktail with a bit of herring as well, I'd take a sliver of that off, just cut a sliver of that off, and I would have laid it next to that and just banded it on together with it. But that is enough. That's about the same size as my thumb. That's all you need. All you need. Right, guys. Hopefully we'll bring it back with a ray, not a bloody dogfish. In a bit. Right, guys. I just brought it back just quickly. We still ain't seen no rays yet. None of us. Another one of our other mates has turned up now, Steve. And he's fishing down the other end. He's got a couple of rods out. Again, he'll be fishing with fish baits and that, I think. But that storm we're all talking about and we're all knowing about, that's coming in tonight, Storm Sierra, she is on her way. It is, as you can see up in the sky, we've got clear sky over there. It's absolutely, well, you can see the moon, it's still bright, it's like the bleeding sun. The shine on the water, it is like a summer's day. And then up there the clouds are rolling in, as you look, you can just see it. Look, the clouds are rolling in. It's windy, it's getting windier out there now. Temperature's dropping. But oh yeah, we're still gonna stay and crack on through it. I'm fishing here till at least high water, which is about 11:15, I think, tonight. I'll fish it till high water and then probably do one. Hopefully though, we'll get we've had loads more dogfish. Hopefully we'll get through them and find a ray. At least one of us. It'd be nice. Anyone, I don't care who catches it, as long as one of us gets a ray. Yeah. Right, I'll leave you to it, boys and girls. I'll see you in a bit. Right, so I've just had another dogfish. Dogfish number 473. And I lost my hooks. That's the second or third dogfish now I've lost hooks on. So I've now gone up a size. I think these are now 10 O's or 12 O's. So I need bigger baits. When you use bigger baits, you need obviously bigger baits. So I showed you earlier the way I was cutting up the bluey, and I was cutting it into 5. Now I'm cutting it into 2 because I'm really hoping that I'm not going to get a dog on this. I would go with a smaller bait, but it'd just be all look. So a gentleman from Deals just popped down to say hello. He saw the live feed and he's come down to say hello, and he said that there was a few here the other night, skate, flat dogs, whatever you want to call them. So it's hopeful. Hopefully we'll see a few. I know there's a lot of lads saying that. There's a lot of people fishing down at the number 10. Is that a match? Is there a match there tonight?
That's the other spot.
Oh, is it?
This spot here,
yeah,
and the spot further down is for hounds and ray.
Yeah, right.
You just see the lights. Did you? Oh, you didn't pass it that way.
Yeah, no, we came in from Deal End.
Yeah, well, did you go?
And we went past the 10th green, but there must have been about 20 anglers all walking off together.
No, the competition is that's because it's one of the hot spots.
One of the hot spots. Yeah, I mean, I know the 10th green's always been one of the hot spots. Yeah. I just didn't realise it was that hot.
They've been getting tons of rays off the pier.
Have they?
Yeah, loads. Yeah.
Don't they also get tons of snags off the pier?
Tons of well, that's
yeah.
Yeah.
I like my leads in my box.
Yeah.
I know it was dredged a couple of weeks ago though, wasn't it? Someone did dredge it a couple of weeks ago.
Hey, that's a lot of bullshit.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. It's, no.
That's just to get you spending your money on the pier, is it?
Yeah, it's not. It's the old rumours, didn't they?
The old rumours.
They don't remember about cod anyway.
No. Right, so massive hook, number 1, and I'm going to stick massive hook number 2 in it and all. This, to be honest, this is a bit overkill, guys, but I don't want to catch a dog. I would rather honestly not catch one, and I'm sick of losing hooks to them. So There you go. Right, let's clip it and hit it. Still on, Tim?
Yeah.
So again, for people that don't know, I'm using the fish hunter rig. There's the clip. Clips to the top. Pulls down. Move that out of the way. And then clips on the end. And the thing is, with these size hooks, because they're so thick, they wouldn't fit in a Gemini splashdown. They'll only fit on an imp or fit on an impact lead. So yeah. Right, I'm going to say I'll let you go because I think you're going to be caught too much wind. In a bit, guys.
Yeah.
Well, I think I've got a ray on. This rod was tangled up with everyone. Tide's running a bit now. It's way down tide. I really do think the wind's massively picked up. But I really do think this is a ray. And if it is, it might not be a bad one. It feels like it's sucking itself to the bottom, then coming up, then sucking itself to the bottom. There's definitely something on here. I don't know what. I'm hoping I ain't bringing everyone else in. No, it's got something's weird. Something's really weird. Am I dragging in my other rod for it? No, it's gone. Whatever it was, it's gone. Whatever was down, it's gone. Hang on. Oh, I don't know now. Am I dragging my other rod in?
Don't look like it.
Dan, is your line all slack? Yeah. Oh, it looks like I'm dragging Dan in. Oh dear. Oh, I'm fuming now. I honestly thought I had a ray on. Gutted, man. Yeah, no, look. And it's on the 12-0 hooks. All I've got is jam rag, weed, the dogfish have tried, but they failed. I'll bring it back when we get a ray. Right guys, this could be the last bit of the video. Tide it's nearly high water. I think we're about 15 minutes off high water, but it's running hard. Look, you see the diver. You can probably see the bend in the diver. It is absolutely peeing through there. I mean, I've been pulled out a couple of times by dogfish, whatever, weed, and I've gone down and I've ended up catching up with Mike, and Mike Dan's in between us. So the tide's really running hard. Fella called Mike see the live stream and he come up and said hello because he lives in Deal local, so he come up and said hello to us, and he was saying he was fishing here the other day, and I say there was a couple caught. I think I mentioned that in the last bit of the video, but anyway, apparently they come on high water. I'm going to give it till 10 minutes past high water because I'm freezing, and Storm Sierra is on her way. It's still bright, still like the sun's out, but yeah, Dan hasn't done very well either. We've all just had dogs. Dan even had a whiting. Bless him. So yeah, thanks for the support everyone. Hopefully we get some fish in the next one. In a bit.